alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, dear students, today we are going to deal with a very important topic, that is simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. Yesterday we were discussing the kinds of sentences, and then we also discussed about the subject and predicate. And today we are going to discuss according to the structure of the sentences. So according to the structure of sentences, there are three types of sentences. According to structure, there are simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. What a simple sentence is? A simple sentence is that one that contains only one subject and one finite verb, either expressed or understood. Let's have an example. He goes to school daily. He goes to school daily. This is a simple sentence because it contains a single subject and one finite verb. And number two example, he learns English these days. So this very sentence, it contains a single clause, a single subject, and a single finite verb, learns. Infinite verbs are, two form of verbs. We can say they are called infinitives too. But this is not infinitive. This very verb is limit the subject or number. So that is why it is called finite verb. So in a simple sentence, there may be one or more finite verbs. For example, here in the sentence, he goes to school to read and write. In this very sentence, there are at least three verbs, finite verbs. Number one is goes, number two is read, and number three is write. These are three finite verbs in simple sentence. Or we can say, going home, he found his meals ready. So in this very sentence, there are two verbs, finite verbs. For example, going and found. And there may be subject-less verbs in the imperative mode, but those are come here, come to the blackboard, etc., etc. So a simple sentence is one that contains a one subject and one finite verb. Number two is compound sentence. Compound sentence is that contains two more independent clauses or coordinate clauses joined together by a coordinate conjunction, like but, or, as well as either, nor, neither. Okay, those are called what we can say there is called a compound sentence. So compound sentence is a sentence that contains two clauses. One of the clause may be principal clause, or we can say main clause, or independent clause, and the next clause that is called coordinate clause. Or sometimes both of the clauses in compound sentence are called coordinate clause, because those are the sentences that can stand alone, because they are all equal rank. For example, Firdaus is a good boy and he loves his brother. Firdaus, in this very sentence, this is a principal clause. We can say this is a main clause, and this is a independent clause, and he goes from and to brother. This very part of the sentence may be called a coordinate clause. Because why it is called a coordinate clause? Because it is joined with a coordinate conjunction. It means that if we will remove a coordinate conjunction from this sentence, the sentence can stand alone as principal clause or independent clauses. Okay. So Firdaus is a good boy. This is a coordinate clause, because and he loves his brother. It's a coordinate clause. So this sentence, the first sentence can be also called a principal, coordinate clause, and independent clause, and this part of especially, and this one is called the coordinate clause. Okay, because this very sentence is joined by coordinate conjunction. Now we move to the next sentence. You may read the book or leave the class. So you may read the book, it is coordinate clause, or leave the class, this is called, or you may leave the class, this is called coordinate clause, because this coordinate clause is joined by a conjunction that is called coordinate conjunction. That is called the coordinate conjunction. Any sentence that is joined by a coordinate conjunction, that very sentence can be called as a compound sentence. So number 3, he was late but he was sorry. So he was late but he was sorry. So he was late is a coordinate clause, and but he was sorry is also a coordinate clause. And this very part of the sentence, or I have already told you, this may be called a principal clause, main clause, independent clause, or we can say coordinate clause, because all the both of these sentences are joined by a coordinate conjunction. You know how to remember coordinate conjunction. You have to remember a formula. I am going to give you a formula. For example, you have to remember FANBOYS, fanboys. If you remember these conjunctions, for example, F means for, A means and, N means nor, B means but, O means or, Y means yet, and S means so. So simply you can recognize any sentence, whether the sentence is a simple sentence, compound sentence, or complex sentence. So any two sentences that are joined by for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. So all these sentences may be called as compound sentence. Okay. So now, dear students, we will move to our third important sentence, that is called a complex sentence. Complex sentence. So now what is the definition of a sentence? Dear students, always write down this definition, because they will help you to understand this sentence. Okay, write down the examples of the sentences too. Now we'll move. What's a complex sentence? A complex sentence is that one that contains one principal clause and one more subordinate clauses. So principal clause, so complex clause is a type of sentence that contains a principal clause and one or more subordinate clauses. So any sentence that is joined by a subordinate conjunction, any sentence that is joined by subordinate conjunction may be termed as complex sentence. For example, have a look at this. He came when it was raining. So he came is a principal clause. It is maybe also called a main clause, independent clause. Now we cannot say this is coordinate clause, because this is not joined by a coordinate conjunction. So between the two sentences there is subordinate conjunction when. Okay, so he came when it was raining. He came when it was raining. So this sentence can be called as what? This sentence can be called as complex sentence, because this very sentence is joined by a subordinate conjunction, and this is a dependent clause. This is called a subordinate clause, or we can say this is called a dependent clause. And this very sentence is also dependent clause, but it is also called a coordinate clause. Now we will move to the second sentence. I know that he is honest. मैं जानता हूं कि वो ऑनेस्ट है, मैं जानता हूँ वो दयानतदार है. So I know it's a principal class and that he is honest. So from that to this very part of the sentence, this very part of the sentence joined by a subordinate condition. So this very part of the sentence can be called a complex sentence. So complex sentence are those sentences that are joined by a subordinate conjunction. He is my friend who did. He is my friend who did it. We waited until he came. He is my friend who did it. It's called a principal clause, and this part of the sentence is called a subordinate clause or dependent clause. We waited until he came. Okay. So this is called a principal clause, and this very part of the sentence may be called a subordinate clause. So dear students, sometimes a complex sentence contains one independent or principal clause and one or more dependent clauses. In the complex sentence, it may also contain a coordinate clause. But there should be also a subordinate clause in the sentence. For example, if you have a look on this sentence, I left the room when my sister came. I left the room. It is one clause, one part of a sentence. You know what is a clause? Clause is a part of a sentence that is having its own subject and predicate. I left the room when my sister came. So I left the room. It is one part of a sentence, so one clause. When my sister came, it is second clause. And began to eat a ripe apple. And this is the third clause. So in this very sentence, there are three clauses. I left the room, one clause. When my sister came, second clause. And began to eat a ripe apple. Ripe apple. So I left the room. It is principal clause or independent clause, or we can say main clause. When my sister came, this very part of the sentence cannot stand alone. This very part of the sentence cannot alone. When my sister came, जब मेरी बहन आई, जब मेरी बहन, अगर कोई इंसान चलाता रहे जब मेरी बहन, ये कोई नहीं समझ सकता है, क्योंकि सब कहेंगे इसका जो अगला पार्ट है, जो पहला पार्ट है, वो कहीं ना कहीं मिसिंग है. That is why it is called a dependent clause. And why it is called subordinate clause? Because it is joined by subordinate conjunction. And began to read a right apple. And this part of the sentence, it is here joined by a coordinate conjunction and. So any sentence that is having one subordinate conjunction and a subordinate clause or another coordinate clause. So complex sentence is a sentence that contains one principal clause or one or more subordinate clause. It may also contain a coordinate clause. So dear students, write down the important conjunctions. For example, subordinate conjunctions are when, which, what, where, until, that, if, whether, unless. So if you find any sentence, any two sentences joined by such conjunctions, they may be called as subordinate conjunction. So any sentence that is joined by and, but, either, or, nor, yet, they may be called what? They may be called that may be sentence may be called as compound sentence. So dear students, it is enough today, and do write me what else you want to learn. तो सब्जेक्ट लिहाज से आप मुझे बताएं कि इनबॉक्स में मुझे करना, आप व्हाट्सएप से मुझे वहाँ पर मैसेज कर देना कि आपको और क्या क्या ग्रामेटिकल पोर्शन पढ़ा है वो और जो आपका सिलेबस रिलेटेड है वो मुझे बता देना. इंशाल्लाह आई विल ट्राई माय लेवल बेस्ट. तो मैं पढ़ाने की बहुत कोशिश करूँगा और उम्मीद है कि आप घर में रहेंगे. यू होप दैट यू विल remain at home and stay safe. So thank you very much. Just close it now.